I don't think anybody's surprised that Jaybird and producer Denny's have jerked off in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean...
I'd be surprised if they hadn't.
But the thing that was kind of odd is when we did the raise your hand poll today on the regular show today, the fact that they both high-fived each other. And I was just curious, did they high-five each other with the hands they had used to jerk off with?
No, I'm a lefty when it comes to my...
You high-fived him with your left.
High-fived him with my right. Check the I don't have sperm. I didn't jerk off in the studio. I cleaned up. I took a shower. I'm a big boy.
Okay.
And
your hands didn't stick together.
And we don't jerk off in the same room together.
Okay.
At least not this year.
Do you guys coordinate, say at the same time, be going, okay?
Look, man, you work out.
You don't ever do that thing we talked about that one time where you FaceTime your buddy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny if you guys had to do that.
You lift weights and work out to feel balanced. Some of us like to toss it.
I hear you.
It goes.
On that one, Jaybird and Denny's were the two that raised their hands on that.
You didn't take care? Do not do it in the morning? I figured that would be your time to do it.
No, I don't really have a chance because keep in mind I've got that bathroom that is kind of like the open hallway.
There's no door.
Yeah, there's no door.
There's a door on the little the pooper.
Yeah.
But like the shower and the vanity, all that's like open air.
And I'm sure my wife would love every single morning to be woken by the sounds of, ooh. Hey, could you quiet down in there while you're jerking off? I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, baby, you're really turning me on. Jerking off in the shower.
How annoying would that be? You're woken up every day by the sounds of your husband jerking himself off.
That's not conditioner on the side of the tub.
And I'd be doing it in the dark. You don't even know where that stuff would go. Just
you got to go on and just feel. You got to go on pure.
You just pray that it's not someplace bad.
Go on pure instinct, my man.
Yeah. Who's made a sex tape? That was one of the questions that came up. Saw two hands on that, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a girlfriend before, and we filmed each other in our moment, deleted it immediately.
Yeah.
Panda forgot, but yeah, he did that. He didn't tell me one time, and he set up a little camera, and he taped us, and then he showed me afterwards, and I was like, you gotta delete that. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I watched back mine, and I was like, oh my God, that poor girl. Is that what I look like? Oh, delete.
Delete that poor girl.
I'm like a fucking aging animal.
Hold still.
Yeah, terrible.
That was our stories on that. Other ones that we'd had. Who has had a sex dream about somebody on the show?
Yeah.
Was an intriguing one. I believe we got you, Jaybird, and Virginia.
I've had a sex dream about Virginia before, and I had one about our old producer, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Okay.
But I've definitely told this before. This is any secret.
Yeah, and I think usually the sex dreams have something to do with it's a power thing, right? Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah, like the female's abusing her power and kind of being a dick. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Good interpretation.
So who was your dream about then, Virginia?
I think at some point or another, I've probably dreamt about all of you.
I think that's normal. We are so close with each other. We work so much with one another.
With the exception of Suits, and I can try to work him into the rotation tonight.
It'd be only nice.
Can we get Suits laid?
He can't even get laid in my dreams.
Damn it, man. Give him a little, break him off a piece.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
Give him at least a hand job.
All right, Suits, tonight.
Tonight you're getting a blow piece, Suits.
Mm-hmm.
In my dream.
It was who has had a same-sex dream? Jaybird, you raise your hand on that because you're a brother, right?
Brother, but that was when the dream was I was in a prison, and it was in another country, and they were speaking a different language. I couldn't understand it, and they had guns on us.
Yeah.
And they made
you rape your brother?
And then they made him rape me, too, and it was awful. And
Which way was better?
Man, I don't know. My brother's a big dude.
In all ways, huh?
Well, it was horrible. I woke up a shell of a man.
So you weren't a power bottom, you were a crying bottom?
It was a weird, and I still see that dream. What was that about? Because I clearly do not want to get down with my brother, but we were hostage, and they were yelling at us, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and they were making us fuck each other. Terrible. It's terrible, Virginia.
That is terrible.
Then why are we laughing?
I think it's just so horrifying. You gotta laugh to cover up the pain.
You can't be smiling and say it's terrible.
Do you remember the expression? Like, how were you feeling at the time? And like, what was your look? What was
Like in
your
the
feel?
dream?
Yeah.
I was scared. But I knew they were gonna kill me if I didn't get on it. And we were both in there. And I remember my brother very reluctant to do it.
Was there at any point where you kind of enjoyed it?
No, dude, it was a nightmare. It was,
Did he make
because that's every
you-
boy. That's what every boy's dream to fuck his brother. Everyone loves that.
I don't know.
No, it was not a good dream. I woke up very scared.
Did he make you?
No, he did not bring me to ecstasy, Kevin. I know you want me to say that I come to buckets.
When you woke up, were you half hard?
No. Well, hold on. Let me think.
Take that back. Who's hooked up with someone of the same sex? We got a hand from Virginia. Got one from me because you clarified the hooking up is making out, and you know my famous Atlanta gay rave story.
Well, I think if it's past a minute and a half, you gotta count it as a hookup.
Okay, all right. I think we know Virginia's story as well.
I got a few.
Have you hooked up with more than how many girls have you hooked up with? If you had to go down that memory bank,
Oh, probably less than 10, more than 5.
do you ever think about it? Like, do you ever get turned on thinking about, damn, I'd like to?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess some scenario. I mean, I had a dream just the other night. I told you about that dream I had.
That's what I was tossing off to today. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
I do not toss off to Virginia.
I had this weird dream, and it was so vivid. I was at this like sex party, but it was all girls, and we were pairing up with each other, and they were like all naked. I don't know if I was naked, but it was like about to go down, and then I woke up. But
Whoa.
it was like it was happening, baby.
It was.
Do you have sex dreams, Kev?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. In fact, I almost feel like I have them more frequently than like a guy my age should.
Well, let's go.
Maybe 'cause I'm not getting any action.
Slow it down. Let's get into it.
Yeah, they're just random though, and a lot of times, the people that I'm hooking up with in the dreams, I don't even know. It's not. I don't pull a lot of. In fact, I can't even really remember if it's ever been anyone that I've ever known. It's just kind of a, random person that I don't believe I've ever seen in my life.
Well-
So you're into the glory hole thing.
No, it's not like that. It's not like I'm, putting my dick in weird places.
Just so you know, when you dream of somebody, it's somebody you have seen. You cannot dream about someone you've never laid eyes on. So every time you see somebody in your dream, whether you recognize them or not, it's a past somebody that you've seen somewhere that's entering your dream.
Probably is, yeah, because I think a lot of guys, you capture a lot of images of somebody you find hot for the spank bank a lot, and so yeah, you never know. I mean, in the course of a day, there's maybe easily 3 to 5. You're going, okay, I got to remember that for later.
What's your greatest game?
Greatest what?
Game. How many times have you hit a home run with yourself in a day?
Oh, I don't know. I remember that one time when I was a teenager, and probably about 4 or 5. But I rubbed myself so raw I couldn't walk the next day, and I had to do lunch with Grandma, and it was so weird. It was like,
Grandma, my dick hurts.
Grandma, my dick.
That you should never say that.
Oh, Kevin.
Just
oh, Kevin.
don't ever say that.
Oh, what happened? tell Grandma. Tell Grandma.
She might want to try to get a Band-Aid.
Tell Grandma. Yeah,
What?
she would have some kind of weird salve
Yeah.
that she'd want to put all Kevin here.
Oh, you rub your dick too much.
Let's put some mentholatum on it.
That salve might be good.
No, Grandma, not menthol.
Vicks Vapor Rub would take care of it. No, Grandma. No, Grandma.
Gosh, there's a sudden
Oh,
death
Grandma.
punishment.
God.
First, you have to rub your dick raw. Then you have to let us put a Vicks on it.
Oh, that would drop a man for a minute. That
And
would
we have
be
to
tough.
find a grandma to do it.
Why is sudden death so weird this week?
Let me see. Who's had a one night stand? I think I've had a couple too. I think.
I have not.
No, every time if I hook up with somebody, I like them, and I try to make it last longer, even if they try to get away from me.
I like them too. They just don't like me back.
Yeah. I'm not saying a relationship forms, but
Yeah.
they're still in my life. I still talk to them. To me, a one night stand, you have sex with somebody, that's it, and you never see them again.
All 3 were distance things where we didn't live in the same area.
Oh, so you went to a strange town and just got your fuck on?
Either that or they came to me. One was in college. It was a girl from back home. Another one was in California. I lived a couple hours away. And then, a girl in another city.
I think like that whole thing of like, because you hear like the fantasy story about, oh, you go into a hotel bar in a strange city where you've never been.
Yeah.
And you start talking to a stranger at the bar, and then
Yeah.
you go back up to the hotel room. Like, I don't know. It's just not, it doesn't feel sexy to me.
Well, because you're thinking about it more on a safe way. You're thinking, all right, if I'm meeting a stranger and they're gonna bone me from the lobby to and one night meeting, how many times have they done it? Do
Right.
they
Yeah.
use protection.
Yeah.
That's where you take all the fun out of it.
it's not sexy. I mean, as a fantasy, you're like, ooh, wow, that's
Yes.
so sexy. But the reality of that sounds gross.
Fantasy, I mean, a lot of times fantasy is way better than the real thing for sure. I've heard people say that about threesomes too.
I can see that.
Let me see the other questions that we had. Who's done drugs harder than alcohol and marijuana? We got pretty much unanimous on both these. And who has done illegal drugs this year? I think we talked about stuff. Anything other than alcohol and marijuana for me is ages ago, long time ago. But the illegal drugs this year, you throw marijuana into the mix, and it looks like everybody's dabbled in something this last year. It's been a big year for all of us, huh?
St. Patty's Day was a.
We may never be allowed to celebrate St. Patty's Day. We should be in St. Patty's Day jail. At least one person should be, and her name rhymes with Smersminja.
Yeah. My trip to Portland was what was interesting for me. And if you watch Dave Chappelle's stand-up thing, do you remember the story of Dave Chappelle when he did stand-up in Detroit and he totally bombed and people were booing him and demanding refunds?
Yeah, he was stoned as shit.
He talks about that. He's like, when people thought I was drunk, he's like, nope. He's like, I hung out with a couple rap stars, and the thing I learned about rappers, they've got really strong pot.
Well, I heard like a backstory to even that is that it was laced with something. That's why it was so strong.
Might have been. Yeah, he said I only took 2 hits.
Whoa.
He took 2 hits, and he went out there and he said, I was just, wow. He was just talking gibberish.
I went back and watched that special of him actually bombing on stage. And, you know, like Dave Chappelle, he was still trying to make some jokes out there. Some people were clearly getting up and booing him. And
Yeah.
he'd say it would go about 2.5 minutes of uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
And then he'd say something funny, and it kind of followed like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my story was I was with Wiz Khalifa's DJ. And I mean, just the sounds of that, you know?
Your
Wiz
story?
Khalifa's DJ.
Our story.
Yeah, ours.
DJ Bonix.
Well, I was just like, when he said that, Chappelle, I'm like going, 2 hits. That was it. I'm like, okay, I just want to see, because I'm not, this isn't something I do regularly. And I'm like, I'm in Portland. It's legal. It's all good. I got the green light. And, what a great story. I'm with Wiz Khalifa. I mean, besides Snoop Dogg, I mean, there's not really anybody better in the game. I mean, Wiz Khalifa just had something this week where he was smoking weed at, what's his name, Narcos gravesite in Medellin.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar, yeah, and it caused a bit of grief. But, I mean, that's kind of what he's synonymous with.
Kevin texted me, and I'm not kidding you, 6 hours later, dude, I'm still stoned.
I couldn't shake it. And what a moron, because I was taking a red eye home to get home from my daughter's first collegiate softball game. And oh my gosh, trying to get through security at an airport while you are stoned off your ass and you're not used to it. I was so paranoid. Oh, it was the worst experience ever.
At least you didn't buy $100 worth.
Horrible.
And you only had 3 hours left in Oregon. Then you had to try to give it to your Uber driver who did not want to take
Horrible.
it.
Oh,
Were you with
my
me on that?
gosh.
I was just watching the Jaybird show.
Yeah,
my
and
gosh.
I don't know if I told this story, but I got through security and everything, and I'm like, you're double checking, triple checking everything, just because at this point I didn't know if I had clothes on.
Right.
I'm like standing there. I'm like, okay, got everything good. I'm like, all right, gonna get on the plane. I'm like, where's your ticket? Where's your ticket? I'm like, oh shit, I check all my pockets, and of course I got on the cargo pants. I'm like, there's no ticket. I have no airline ticket. I'm like, holy shit, I'm past security.
Were you holding it in your hand?
I have no airline ticket. And I'm like, I'm checking. You have to do that because you're stoned off your ass. And you're like, I got nothing. And I start to walk away, and the sheer panic and just terror and everything is going through me. I hear, Mr. Ralston, Mr. Ralston.
Were you
I'm looking
smoking
around.
weed?
I don't even know if this is real or if this is in my head.
Do you think that they know?
I don't even know.
Like, what have you been
I'm
doing?
like, oh my God, there's a drug dog behind me. I'm going down. This is horrible.
It's legal
I'm like,
there.
and all I'm thinking about the whole time is how the Mexican Queen is going to kill me because, there's so much pressure on, like, this is our daughter's first collegiate softball game. I'm going to let my daughter down, and my wife's going to be pissed because just all this problem. And I slowly turn around, and here's this woman holding up an airline ticket. She's like, Mr. Ralston. And I guess I had dropped it going through security. I'm like, thank you, God. Oh, my gosh.
Dude.
Just, even still. And I swear I landed in South Florida 6 hours later. It felt like 6 years. I was still high.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Now, when you see the family, what'd you do? Did you try to play it off?
You tried to eat them because you had the munchies.
Did you tell them?
At that point, I was okay. Yeah, I told my wife, I'm like, oh my gosh, never smoke pot with Wiz Khalifa or his DJ. I don't know if they got the same caliber. I don't know what's going on. Just a bad idea.
But you didn't
don't do it.
You didn't do anything illegal. It was illegal there.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So that's why I qualify on that one. And I should be like, it can't be that bad, right? What's 2 hits going to do?
It changed a man.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Yeah, because, when I was a kid back in the day, you'd have to smoke oh my God, you'd have to.
They call that old man weed now. It's the 70s.
It's a different ball game.
It's a way different ball game.
It is a different ball game. I'll warn anybody. If you want to jump back on that train, it's been a while. So if you want to see the rest of the stuff that went through today, you can go check out YouTube, KVJ TV, all that kind of good stuff. Let me see here. Other stuff we got going on here. Yeah, I just want to let people know on the technical stuff. Yesterday, there's something going on with the podcast. I was trying to access it too. I think it was something with Podbean that is our podcast provider. They had some kind of technical issue, but it is fixed now. So I apologize for that. We stay on that stuff and test it and double test it because I know people got their routines and they want that stuff every day. And
it's annoying when you're expecting something. I was really looking forward to watching SNL this week just to see what they're gonna do, and it was another I think 3 weeks in a row. It's been a repeat. What the fuck are you guys doing over there?
We'll check. In fact, a message just came through 4 minutes ago on Facebook from Justin. Denny's check. He said, "Bro, Denny's, what's up with the podcast? Trying to catch up, but none are working." So,
jeez,
I don't know if there's something still going on.
Denny's.
But he told me he wrote fix, so I thought everything was
He's saying
good.
I can read Denny's. He's basically saying I'm on them right now. They're working.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, let that dude on Facebook know. Maybe tested earlier and came back. I don't know, but he's saying
Maybe
they're
that
not
dude on
working right
Facebook's high.
There's a very good chance.
A couple more questions for the show from Samantha. Said, what are the 2 to 3 top qualities most important that you need in a partner? So there you go. 2 to 3. I don't know. For me, I want somebody that can laugh with. It's a big. Somebody that is faithful, honest, and that shares same values. Top 3. Virginia?
I want somebody who is going to be a team with me. I want somebody that's going to be like my right hand. That we're going to go through this together, and I've always got your back, and you've always got mine. That's important.
Okay.
I want somebody who I'm going to have chemistry with. I want romance. I want making out. I want all that. I don't want that to ever die. I want somebody who continues to date me even after we're married. That's super important to me. And then, I need a great dad. He's got to be a great stepfather and father to the kids. Mm-hmm. Those are my top 3.
Jay-Bird?
I want somebody to, like you were saying, be honest. But that kind of, to me, that's marrying your best friend, someone that's not going to screw you over. Almost kind of like what you're saying. So I guess loyalty would be big, and that's a person that's going to go through a wall for you because you're going to go through a wall for them, and it's understood on both sides.
And they put you first.
Yeah. Yes. Sense of humor, I think, is big. Mm-hmm. I think learning to laugh at yourself and not taking things so seriously. I think that's very, very big. And I think probably the third one.
Great vagina?
I mean, that's there. It needs to be tight.
It needs to be said, Kevin. It needs to be said.
I'm just kidding. God, I said it needed to be tight. I'm such a pig. Didn't even feel good saying that.
But it feels good when you're in.
And probably just affection. Or no, not affection. Keeping their sanity and not blowing things out of proportion. What would that be called?
A level-headed, chill chick.
Yeah.
Mellow. Things aren't dramatic.
Yeah.
Things aren't always escalated with her, and I get it. Because there's a lot of girls out there like that.
Because life's going to give you real problems. People are going to die. People are going to get sick in your life, and that's the shit where you are going to have to struggle, and that you're going to. Those are real problems.
Thank you.
I don't like when people make problems out of nothing, I guess. So someone that's not like that.
Unnecessary drama that a lot of these girls cause for some reason. You are scaring men. Just know that, girls.
Also, what did you think you wanted to be when you were a kid?
I used to watch on in New Orleans. There was a TV station called WWL. It was a CBS affiliate, and I used to watch the news chick, and I used to love it. I used to want to be on the news. I thought it was so cool. And then I went to school for broadcast journalism, and I realized that, I don't know if I like this news thing. It's not very fun.
Yeah, I think I'm literally doing exactly what I wanted to do as a kid. To get paid to be creative and do fun stuff. I mean, this is a dream job. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. We're very, very thankful to have this gig.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a blessing that we should always say, I'm glad to have this gig.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. For me, I went through all kinds of different stuff. You know, I think when you're young, you start off as like a baseball player, and then
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Computer programmer, attorney, hitman. I mean, all kinds of crazy
I was
stuff.
going to play third base for the Braves, Kev.
Yeah. What other podcasts do each of you listen to? What would you suggest? Some of the ones that I listen to regularly. I've kind of whittled down. I don't have a ton of time, and like I've told you, for the most part, a lot of times I drive in silence. Every now and then I'll put something on. I listen to the Tim Ferriss show. Just sometimes get a little bit of knowledge or hear, what other people are doing, of a little bit of success. Listen to our stuff, just to kind of like see how it. Sometimes it may sound different than it feels. So
it definitely does.
Yeah. So I want to.
I hate
check
listening
that
back.
out.
I got to edit shit the next morning. I'm like, oh God, Jason, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And
I've been saying that for years.
there's a few radio shows that I check out. A lot of them are friends of mine. Just kind of like see what they sound like, what they're doing. I'll check out Dave Ryan, John J. and Rich, Kane show a little bit. Just kind of every now and then. Jump in on them.
I listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. I love it. They talk a lot about, you were saying earlier today, every little area's got their super dorks for whatever respective field you're talking about. They talk about a lot of inside wrestling drama, guys that wrestled back in the 80s and 90s that really did not like each other. They talk about the drug use, the girls that they had sex with, the crazy stuff. It's really, a lot of those guys were rock stars in their respective field.
Mm-hmm. So that's some of the different stuff. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's a lot of great stuff that you can check out there. So,
What about you, V?
I listen to The Bitch Bible with Jackie Schimmel. She's very funny. All she does is just bitch, and it's very funny. She's very smart, and she's a good writer. I listen to Adderall and Compliments, which is Annabelle, our old intern. She has her own podcast. I listen to Straight Up with Stassi. That's Stassi Stroder from Vanderpump Rules. And then I listen to a show called Beyond Bourbon Street. It's all about New Orleans, and this guy does a really good job. Mark Bologna is his name. He goes all over the city and tells stories that even a lot of locals don't know about New Orleans. It's called Beyond Bourbon Street. It's really good.
I did forget to add one, and it's very good, and I think it's doing very well, and a lot of people, there's a big buzz around the Godcast with Kevin Ralston. I love it.
The Godcast, yeah. I got an email on that. Some people still check that out. Some chick listened to it. She started going to Christ Fellowship because of it. And Pastor Sean was in our little group on Friday.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The people next to me thought I was with Christ Fellowship. They're like, "Oh, you rowdy Christ Fellowship people."
Oh, boy.
You only knew.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well,
Yeah, no, that's Kevin's
off.
thing. Yeah.
Virginia, who was at Canada, was it his christening? What was it when
It was his dedication, yeah.
Yeah, the whole time Virginia's like, how many fucking songs are they playing in this church?
I mean,
I'm
They
Catholic.
love to sing, man.
We're out of there in 20 minutes.
they were on about song 24, and I was like, oh,
Song 20.
my
She's getting so
God.
mad. She's like, I'm Catholic. We are in and out in 20 fucking minutes.
No, we're in and out in 45.
All right. I'm done.
Let me see. Talking about some of the segment stuff, things that you would like to hear come back. Always love these comments. Christian sent an email, said, so the new no-name movie game, it's getting old, and that has been established. But how about the no-name porno moving game for the After the Show podcast?
I love this.
We
Okay.
could try it.
That'd be fun.
This is where we try things, the podcast.
the
Might as
no-name
well.
porno movie game? Oh, that's genius.
You don't even have to even see the movie. You just go with the title.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, so what would you do if the movie was called tank lover. Or not, that's a bad one. Crank lover.
Okay, it's something that you turn. You turn this, and it's another name for something you turn.
A clock.
See, you know the answer, so it's dumb.
It is tough.
What about like
I'm not sure how that's really going to work.
you're faking like you can't get it, but you know it. So it's really stupid, and I'm playing.
I know, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. See, I listen to the Dave Ryan Show.
Yeah, you do.
That's
And
all
you're
the
listening to it now. How do you know your own podcast is boring? You start to listen to other ones during yours.
I don't know why that fired up.
Because you said Dave Ryan, and everyone's listening.
That is weird.
When I mean everyone, I mean the government.
They started your podcast?
I don't know how that even happened.
Oh my
Very
gosh, my
odd.
phone's on mute. It started the Godcast on my phone.
Oh.
Let me see here. He said also for the After the Show podcast, I had a question for Virginia. She always brings up how difficult it is for homes that are divided on politics. How did that affect her life? How did that affect your life? Did you have political issues there?
No, I don't care about politics. And, Panda cares a little bit more than me. And so he would talk about stuff, because he works at a television news station, Channel 25. And so he's on the inside. He sees a lot of stuff. And he would come home and tell me about this or that. But I don't care about politics. I think they're all crooks. And I could care less. I think they're all going to be out for their own personal gain and money, and I just don't believe a lot of it.
It was weird because I grew up in a house that was like that. My mom was Democrat. My dad was Republican. My mom was Catholic. My dad was Baptist. So everything was completely opposite on that. So as a kid, you're like,
what do I believe?
I'm gonna go in the backyard. Oh, that's right, I'm not allowed in the backyard. But yeah, there was always some type of. They didn't take it that seriously though.
Okay,
they had their beliefs, but they weren't. They never argued about that kind of stuff.
Good.
They argued about other stuff, but not that.
Let me see. And lastly, for Jaybird, I've been one of the people that criticize your jingle for Buds. I guess I just feel disappointed because you have such a huge talent, but you make everything sound the same. The voices, the beat, and the lyrics. But when you actually put your heart into it and don't make it as a joke, you make great, meaningful music. Much love, guys. That's Christian. Okay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, there you go. People again in the chat room wondering why I'm dressed the way I am. If you missed it earlier, I've got a photo
Job
shoot.
interview.
Oh, I got a nice Twitter comment for you, Ralston.
Yeah.
Someone said, and I quote.
Stall.
For me. Stall. Here we go. I agree with Jason Bigfoot. Riggy looks handsome today. You look like a hole-in-one, my man.
Whoa.
Oh, that's nice.
I think you look great. I like when you do your hair like that. It reminds me very of the Great Gatsby time.
Okay.
Like from the 20s.
You've been wearing a hat a lot, so I think it's just, I like switching things up. Not wearing a hat, putting on a collared shirt. And just
You're a good-looking dude, Ralston.
jazzy.
Oh, thank you. Kyla said, Kevin has his hair parted like a 10-year-old on photo day,
Damn.
but it looks old on him.
Oh,
You know what?
shit.
Don't you block out that noise, big guy, because I think you look awesome.
Thank you. So it's a yin-yang. You got a little bit of both.
Knock you down right before your photo
Oh,
shoot.
don't ever get too high because they'll knock you right back down.
Let me see another one on New and Old Bits. You asked for people to email what they miss and what they're tired of. I'm so sick of Facebook phishing. I like the original way you did it. Kevin reading several posts, not getting into scripts with VJ and D. No offense to them. It just feels like it goes on too long. And it's just,
I'm with him. I'm so over Facebook phishing. I personally, I'm ready to put the fucking nail in that coffin.
Me too.
Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, I think we're going to put that on hold because a lot of people saying they want headphone karaoke back. So we're going to park the Facebook phishing and bring back headphone karaoke.
Magnolia in my house has been riding me hard for the past 6 months. Mom, when's headphone karaoke coming back?
But I think
when's headphone karaoke coming back?
I think we kind of figured it out though, because we were getting bored with that one too. We were making sure each week had a little bit of a different flavor to it, because we were just doing it normal. Like
Mags wants to do a kids edition where Kevin, you have your kids come in, I have my kids come in, Jay Bird plays with one of our kids, and then we all do a kids edition.
And we also talked about having kids, your guys' kids come in and doing a little Facebook fishing as well, if we wanted to mix it up and do it that way. But I agree with that comment. I think we need to move on from Facebook fishing.
Yeah, so that'll be something we're going to park starting effectively. And she said, I do miss headphone karaoke. I love the sound effects game. I know Rocco might be still too young, but what the heck is Baby Rocco saying would be awesome. So we had that on today, and we'll have headphone karaoke on Monday.
I agree. I think the sound effect game is something we could do at least for a few more weeks.
We're going to do that tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah. So that'll be back
nice.
tomorrow. We'll give it another try and see how it goes.
Is that really a week ago that we did that?
Yeah, it was. Last Thursday we did it.
Shit, man.
I know, right?
Time flies for the aged.
It just flies, baby.
Said, I think it'd be cool to do a new bit like called Throwback Thursday, playing old audio from the early days of KVJ. We had done that for a couple weeks, and we might do that. I think it was just getting the audio together.
We were running out of audio because we have that computer issue. And again, because people always email, what's the computer issue? We think we need about $2,500 worth to fix our modem or whatever the shit this thing is. I don't know.
It's even beyond Denny's realm.
Oh, yeah.
And he can fix a lot of stuff. Apparently, this computer has to be opened up in a dark room, and there can be like no dust or anything in the room. Like they have to do something weird to it to get the information out of it. Like,
and we have to pay out of our own pocket. That's a lot of money.
I don't got no pockets.
And also, people are saying they like the Craigslist misconnections and would like that to come back. So we talked about doing that on the after the show.
You know,
we could do it either.
you can bring it back on the regular too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
ain't
might
no
jump
rules.
back into that.
Ain't no rules up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We real, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Allison said, hey, I went to trivia tonight at a college bar in California where they ask very challenging questions. I only got 2 right out of 40.
Whoa.
One of which was they asked, what does the GOAT stand for?
Oh.
Jay Bird?
I know this.
Yes, you do.
I just read someone just called John Mayer goat.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an acronym.
yes.
Yep.
Gold.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, Ross.
It's a great thing.
I'm going to be here. Just give it to me.
Yeah, okay. Just give it to you. The greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Just pretend like you're his brother and give it to him.
But then he's got to give it to me back. That's the only problem.
Well,
You're going to get it.
Yeah.
can I Snapchat it?
Might as well.
Thanks, KVJ, for always keeping me up to date with the latest slang. Love you guys, and I hope none of you die.
Aw, that's
awesome.
sweet.
That
Very
is sweet.
Very, very sweet. Bonita sent an email, said, hey, I got a question for you, Kev. What are you referring to when you say the pizzle? Is it a Palm Beach County slang? Yeah, PSL, if you pronounce that out, pizzle. Yeah.
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Yeah, that's what that is.
The Pizzle people tell me that's what they call it up there. So, I mean, I don't think it's something we even made up. I think Port St. Lucie,
Yeah.
the Pizzle's just slang up there, isn't
But
it?
you wouldn't know if you never went.
You're right. And everyone needs to go to Port St. Lucie,
I
right?
agree. When are we going
Great town.
back?
Great town. Yeah, so that's what that is. And for Virginia, did Mags call her dad for the book? I really wanted to know.
I'll find out later today. I'm sure. Well,
From today.
she'll go to her dad's tonight, so we'll see if her dad goes to get her the book. I'll text her later and figure it out. And if she would just tell me, I'll be happy to go get the book.
Does Mag sass you or not really? And if she does sass you, does she know really quick, all right, shit, I pissed off mom?
Yeah, I mean, she's really not bad.
She's
at all.
not.
She's
She
a
doesn't
good
seem
kid.
like that at all.
The problem with her, and she forgot that she needed to buy a book for class and she needed it today, but she told me last night at 7. That's just forgetful. That's not like she's got ill intentions.
No.
She's not sassy. She's not mean.
I was just wondering, because I know she's at an age where they always say girls at that age. I'm sorry, women. No, it'd be girls at that point.
It'd be
Yeah,
girls. I think it's coming, I mean, I think that all the teenage girls, or most of teenage girls, go through it.
Is it
Even
be-
if you have a great relationship with your parents.
Is it because of your adult comes?
I think it is. It's all hormonal.
So think about when you were a kid. Were you not as
Oh, I was a terror.
you before your period?
No, after. I was really hard to manage. My mother struggled, and she was going through a divorce and her own issues. And I can only imagine how many years I took off of her life. I mean, I was a bitch.
Were you?
I was very controlling.
I don't know about you, Kat.
What?
I find that shocking.
I've
Crazy.
kind of always been this way.
I mean,
I've kind of always been this way.
oh, I like when you have a revolution on the air. Revolution.
Revolution. Got to turn around, Virginia.
All right, you want 180 or 360?
360. I'm an idiot.
And the reason I was talking about the pizzle earlier, it was because who had started the Palm Beach Rocks or the Gardens Rocks craze that is going on, where people paint rocks and then they leave them in certain places, and they have a Facebook page giving you clues to where to find them. Got Karen, who sent in an email, said, your story about the Palm Beach Rocks. We've got Locks Rocks in our area, but I assume that's Loxahatchee, but credit needs to go to Love Rocks. Parents lost their 2 little girls to an accident, and they started Love Rocks in honor of their girls to bring brightness to people's days. You can search it on Facebook and Google, so it's got a great backstory as to what people are doing and why they're doing it. It's to brighten people's days, and it fits right under our hashtag Be Cool.
Did that actually happen, though, locally?
You have to look it up. I don't know the story. Go on to Facebook or Google, they said, and check it out. See what the story's about. I do not know. Hashtag Be Cool. Eve said, I'm not sure if this fits, but last week my 2.5-year-old son and I were out for breakfast, and he saw an elderly gentleman walking with crutches coming around the corner, and all on his own, he gets up and he opens the door for the man.
Aww.
Love it.
Teach your children respect. Young. Respect starts at home. And that's one of those things as you're a parent, it makes you so proud when you see your kid do something like that.
Yes.
When I coached baseball for kids, and I did it for about 6 or 7 years, and I mean, I was in it. You see so many different styles of kids. Some kids are just terrors. They're mean. They're rude. They're bullies. You always notice a kid that's got manners and that is just a sweet, good kid. It sticks out. It radiates. You're like, oh, my God, come here. I want to hug you, because not all kids are like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that comes from, how strict are the parents on the kid.
Of course.
I see a lot of parents just let kids get away with anything. They never reprimand them. They never try to correct bad behavior. They're just like, little Johnny, it's just little Johnny.
It always goes back to that one story where I'm talking to the mom and her kid is taking a bat and hitting it on somebody else's car as she's talking to me, and she's like, oh, stop. Like, she's barely even, she's like, he's doing it still. I'm like, lady, what the fuck? Control your demon kid.
How do you not notice that your kid is hitting somebody's car with a bat?
Well, you saw where the kid got it from, because the mother didn't give a frog's fat ass what he was doing.
And Jen sent in this, said, hey, I was wondering how to get my son one of those KVJ baseball hats that Kevin and the Bird were wearing on for St. Patty's Day. His birthday is next week, and he would love that hat or any other that is cool like that one. Those hats were a gift from Jen from the Shade Shack. She has her own merchandising company. We use Sasser Salt, and we do have some KVJ hats. Those specifically, I'm not sure if they're the exact same style, but we do have some at kvjshow.com. You go click on merchandising. We got shirts and a lot of stuff there. And
They do. They have lots of little options and fun stuff you can do with shirts and hats and bags.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for those, so we'll make sure that we get the right style of hat for you guys to get. So we'll look into that and follow up on that. We've got a lot of good stuff coming, including, I hear that we've got hashtag Be Cool shirts on the way.
Ooh.
They are in the mail. I am so excited.
Yeah, so can't wait to get those in. So that's something to invest in and spread the love and all the positivity. You can do it on a shirt, and it's not going to scream KVJ. It's going to scream, hashtag Be Cool. So
I love it.
That is the nature of that. So we want to keep that thing going around. Before we get out of here today, a couple things. One, just want to say a quick happy birthday to Joe Ponton and his wife Deb.
Aww.
Having an anniversary today.
Oh,
yep.
Happy anniversary.
And birthdays.
And birthday?
Is it a birthday too?
You said birthday.
Did I say birthday or say anniversary?
We're just listening to you. You said birthday and anniversary.
So it's a big day in the Ponton house.
Oh, yes. No, sorry, just anniversary.
Okay.
It says here, shout out to Deb. Every day's a new adventure, new fun, and new craziness. Thanks for being my best friend and the love of my life.
Aww.
Anniversary, I love you.
They're a great couple.
That's sweet. I love that. Good for you guys.
Very nice. All righty, and thank you very much to Bud's Chicken and Seafood.
Yes, because I believe on the podcast is where I made my mistake. I had to do a retraction from yesterday. The cod that rocks your bod is on the menu all the time.
Okay.
I spoke out of turn. It's only the crab cakes, oysters, and conch fritters are limited time. So you need to get that ass to Bud's today, this week, this weekend.
Try them all, too. I recommend that family box of tenders, and then you can get extra of the corn fritters. You cannot go wrong.
And just do this, too. When you go there, ask for the bird sauce, the Bud sauce, the barbecue sauce, the honey mustard. Get it all.
Get it
all
all.
the sauces.
Get it
They're
all.
only like a quarter extra for the sauce, but that way you can try them all because we love the bird sauce. We love the bird.
Mm-hmm.
But Bud's has like 10 other sauces that are also awesome.
Awesome.
7 locations in Palm Beach County. You can find them online on social media as well. Thanks again to Bud's Chicken and Seafood. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.